So, a speech must be given. And that means I have to apologize because a speech has to be listened to. I won't be that long. I'm going to just talk a little bit about what matters when it comes to a 10th anniversary. I'm not sure I have that figured out, but I'll do my best here. At first, I wanted to give a speech about the people that we've helped over the last 10 years. We give people clarity about their money, and that service it's a very important one. We provide guidance so that people can achieve the goals that they feel are the most important to them. We help them to avoid the problems that come from financial mismanagement, and we've been doing that for 10 years. But then I thought maybe I should give a speech about the people that I work with. I call you all my second family. This business has given us the opportunity to challenge ourselves and to find purpose in our community. And it's not really that hard of a job when you think about it. I mean, no one is shooting at us. I say that all the time. We're not wearing hard hats, working on a construction crew at 2 a.m. by the highway. So from that perspective, this last 10 years has been really good for each of us. But I don't think I've really said anything yet that you didn't already know. And so let me share a fact that maybe you're just vaguely aware of. According to Entrepreneur magazine, 1 out of 3 businesses do not make it past the 12-month mark. So if you have 100 companies, that means that 66 of them, they make it to the 1-year point. And if you take that out a little bit further, only 20 of those 66 make it to the 5-year point. And if you go out to what we're celebrating right now, it gets down to just 7 out of 100. 7 out of that original 100, and to me that means that we've really accomplished something that is difficult. And it's something worth talking about. And I'm not sure why so many businesses fail, but working with you all, I have the idea that it has something to do with reliability and commitment. When I think about reliability and commitment, it makes me think of an article that I had read in the Wall Street Journal a while back. It was written by a sports writer named Jason Gay. He's a famous writer. And he wrote about how he secretly admired Vontae Davis, who's a football player with the Buffalo Bills. And he admired this guy because he quit in the middle of a game. And for those of y'all that don't remember this, Vontae Davis full-on retired from his football career right in the middle of the second game of the 2018 season. And when all the microphones come in and they're wanting to know what his comment is, he says, and I quote, "Some things in life are not worth staying all the way through." And it's a clever quote, but it doesn't hide the fact that Vontae has to answer to the same thing we all have to answer to. Did you do what you said you would do? Are you reliable? The choices that we make each day, they vary in importance, and I believe the most important ones connect with how you handle your commitments. If you say you're going to go to the gym each day, do you get up and go to the gym? If you say you're going to grow a book of business as a financial advisor, do you put in the hours to make it so? When people take their commitments seriously, sometimes that's called responsibility or maturity or reliability. Sometimes it's called stubbornness. But either way, when you make your decision and you follow through, it says something about you. And I have a little bit more to share on that. If you want to be known as someone who's reliable, then probably you're asking the kind of questions that I love. Because to me, reliability at its core is a question of merit. And there's nothing to cloud that. It doesn't matter if you're a football player, if you're an artist, if you're a Republican, if you're a salesperson, a captain of industry, a Democrat, a chess player, techie. It doesn't matter what your label is. And I feel like today people put a lot of emphasis on labels. And it doesn't matter what your label is. You still have that same question. Did you do what you said you would do? There's more to unite us, I believe, than to divide us when you forget about the labels. And I think that foundation of success and togetherness, that foundation is made of reliability and commitment. If you wake up on a Sunday and you say you're going to play a football game, did you do it? And whether you do or not, I don't think that's the question as much as who are you? Because it says something about you. And this idea that our actions describe who we are, that makes me think of another story that Oprah Winfrey tells when a guy called her a racial slur. A lot of her friends and family were shocked because she appeared to have no reaction. And when asked about it, she said that she felt no reaction. Because when this person was pointing a finger trying to label her, he wasn't describing her. He was describing himself. And when you think about that, the choices we make, whether or not we play the football game all the way through, or if we're going to try to label somebody, whatever choices we make, they don't really change the reality of the situation or define the world around us. The universe is basically neutral. Our commitments and choices don't change that world. If you want to help a blind person cross the street, you haven't redefined the street or changed the streetlights, but you've said something about you. If you point a finger and call somebody a no-good, dirty, rotten scoundrel, you haven't changed them as much as you've made clear who you are and what your values are. If you say, I really like that painting, you're not doing anything to the painting, but you are making clear where you stand and what your preferences are. If you quit during halftime in the middle of the game, you aren't redefining professional sports or adding value to the team. And you're certainly not to be admired, as Jason Gay suggests in the Wall Street Journal. Vontae Davis did express an opinion, though. And I believe it's an opinion that quitters always express when they quit. They don't say it, but it's what their actions say. It's a very clear opinion that they show the world. And here's what I think that opinion is. Keeping my word and finishing what I started is less important to me than enduring fill in the blank. The next 2 quarters of a football game, or whatever it is that you're wrestling with right now. After you quit, you can't hide what your actions have said about you. Even if you say something clever like, well, some things in life are not worth staying all the way through. And it really is a clever quote because it hides a powerful idea. I think in a way it's a secret. It's a powerful secret. I think that it is the reason, the secret is the reason that only 7 out of 100 companies make it to the 10-year mark. And here is that secret. There is a moment in every meaningful endeavor when it does not appear to be worth staying all the way through. I don't mean that it just looks that way. I mean that you temporarily lose hope. You sincerely believe that it's better to change paths, to quit, or to take a different direction, and you're not doing what you had originally set out to do. Every accomplishment worth achieving has its dark points and its tough moments. Right before the dawn, when it is the darkest, that is when people truly believe that the best thing to do is to quit. And yet, some people do not give up. but a lot of people do. And that is why I think everyone here knows the second part of the phrase, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Exactly. And that's why society values people like you. People who honor their commitments. I believe that you all are tough, and not in the like punch him in the face kind of tough, but you know, the kind of grit that really matters. You know, you have faith and perseverance, internal fortitude. And I don't just mean my colleagues at work. I really mean everybody in the room, because you all have played some part in Manske Wealth Management being able to celebrate a 10-year anniversary. Each of you have made some amount of sacrifice or given some amount of support. You're no quitter. Each of you are tough. And I don't know how to say that well. I don't know how to say that deeply enough to convey that properly. But when I think about the appreciation that I have for these 10 years, it definitely centers on the sacrifices and the support, the commitments, and the fact that I find you all to be reliable. I think it is a hell of a compliment to say that you're no quitter. I really think that. And I think that over these 10 years, you all have earned that compliment. I also think I'm pretty fortunate to be able to share my personal and professional life with y'all. And you know, in the hands of a better speaker, that probably would be a speech that might be worth hearing. So thank you for listening, and I hope y'all enjoy your meal.